All right, good morning. We're here with the Building the Snake River podcast, and we're in Tamarack for our Idaho state board meetings, Idaho Home Builders Association, and I got with me right now past president of the Snake River Valley Building Contractors Association, Tyler Bosier with B&B Custom Homes. Tyler also serves as an executive member on the Idaho Home Builders Association. So, Tyler, how are we this morning?
Good, man. Good to see you, Sean.
you.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about your road.
Yeah, it's been a long one. Anyways, coming back here to the old hometown. I used to live up here, Tamarack, McCall, Idaho. Beautiful place. It's been good state board meetings up here, and I was a framer my whole life. Got into home building and doing some real estate and stuff, and liked doing parade homes like everybody else. So that's kind of what got me started in the association. And then as I got older and started to take more of a care, you and I have talked about this a lot, about what's happening in our industry and what we can do to, help. So here we are, man, having a little fun along the way. Golfed yesterday.
Golf wasn't, the views don't suck. That's for sure.
No.
We're in a beautiful place.
We're up here bright and early this morning, so we didn't get in too much trouble. But yeah, it's very informational up here.
We got some meetings ahead of us today, and finish off with our board meeting. And So Tyler, you also serve on some city deals. So can you give us a little?
Yeah. So throughout my time in the association over the years of getting more and more involved, I am a resident of the city of Nampa, and they had an opening on their impact fee advisory committee, and that's pretty important, to our industry, impact fees. And so I've been on that. I was trying to think about that yesterday. It's been like 3 or 4 years now, and it takes 3 or 4 years just to understand all this information you're looking at. So anyways, I sit on City of Nampa's Impact Fee Advisory Committee. I'm on the steering committee for the 2050 Comprehensive Plan Update for Nampa. And then I'm on the Nampa Fire Impact Fee and Canyon Fire Impact Fee. So,
how do you even have time to work, Tyler?
I need to get back to work. But no, it's like you said, it's, those impact fee meetings are once, twice a year.
Yeah.
Which I kind of don't like that setup. It's, you get a book that thick the day before the meeting, and it's on us to review and see what we see.
And I get what you're going through. I mean, I sit on City of Caldwell, Impact Fee Advisory Committee, and I'm also the chair of Planning and Zoning Commission, which...
Things get a little fiery in there sometimes.
It is getting a little fiery at times, but we are, we're just getting through it right now. But I've been almost 4 years on that. This is a good example of how builders are really giving back to the community too, right?
Absolutely.
We're the ones that are stepping up. These aren't paid positions.
No.
So we're devoting our time, getting away from our families, some of our paying job stuff, and like with the association, it's just a passion we have for the industry. And this is the industry that gave us everything. So we're giving back to the industry.
And our hometowns. We're members of these towns too. Right. We're for fair, affordable housing, and I feel like we're out here volunteering on the front lines to try and keep things and costs and spending in check, and just trying to keep an eye on everything that's happening, because it's changing faster than I've ever seen before.
Changing very fast. We're community members, right? We're
for sure.
We're baseball
My kids
coaches,
go to those schools.
Baseball coaches,
softball coach. I didn't do very good, but I did it. But like you said, we're members of these communities too. You know, and it's important to us that we understand that we have a duty to pay our share, but making sure that that's being done responsibly and fairly to the community, right? Like we're not the one out there spending this money. We're creating communities.
100% correct.
Full-time job.
So let me ask you, how many houses do you been doing a year, and how's business? And
business is good, man. We used to, when I was a younger guy, I did 40 a year, and our product has shifted. We're more into the higher end custom now. So with that, I do, anywhere from 5 to 10 homes a year. We just come off finishing a 12,000 square footer here not too long ago. Nice. I think you guys came and checked that one out.
We did.
So I've got some big ones like that, and I do a little bit of development and real estate as well.
Okay.
So,
And then you serve on what committee for the Idaho Home Builders Association? Because you're about to present here in a little bit.
I am, yeah. I've been trying to get my ducks in a row. I'm up in about an hour here. So at the IHBA, I am the chairman for their impact fee task force. So basically, that's where all of our local associations come together, and we're kind of just spitballing what's coming down the pipe, what people are seeing, the different fees, how it's being implemented, and just having a discussion, what is our position at a state level about that, and just helping to kind of, you know how it is, some of these other cities, kind of where we're at, it's been the norm for a long time. I think we're 10, 15 years in now. Some of these other cities, it's just now starting to really roll out and get going. So,
And you're, am I correct to say you're third in line for Idaho presidency?
I think so, man. I think, what am I, treasurer, secretary? So I think I'm second vice president right now.
So,
Yeah.
got a lot of things coming down the.
I know, busy,
chute.
busy. And then
It
the
is.
kids and the wife, and we got a farm out there. So like you said, it's, but it is, like you said earlier, it's a passion. You
It's a
know,
passion.
it's definitely,
Yep.
guys like us have done this our whole lives. I've been in construction, residential housing since I was a teenager. And it's just something that, you know, the older I get, the more I care about how it's going. And like you were saying, I think the other day when we were talking, the next generation.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah, I'm 56 years old, and I got involved in SRVBCA because I wanted to give back for a change, right? I've taken my whole life, because that's all I've done is construction my whole life.
Same.
And I was ready to give back to the young contractor who is, 30, 40,
Yeah, exactly.
25.
Right.
The guys that are
Show
young
them the
families
way.
struggling to learn how to do a business and a construction
Well, and like
business.
I think we talked to the other day, leaving it better than we found it.
That's right.
And lately, I think that's been a harder task because of some of the fees and the things that are being implemented and the way our industry is viewed. Right. And so it is. I want to make sure that the younger guys still have somewhere to go and still want to do what we've done, because we need communities.
We do.
you know?
Yeah, we've heard a lot this week, sorry, not weekend yet. This week at IHBA, and we've heard, some legislative updates from our lobbyist, Ken Burgess, who is fantastic. That guy rocks.
He does.
He's really works his butt off for this association, for the state association and the two local associations. We got members here at IHBA from North Idaho, East Idaho, right here in the Treasure Valley, Valley County.
National speakers.
We got some national speakers. We got
he did
Jim
a great
Roman
job.
right now, doing a motivational talk on kind of how to run boards and different things like that, how to run a successful business.
Right.
We've got some really great things happening. I mean, we throw a little fun in it, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
This is a good time. We all get to come together for a change, and
And it's family friendly.
it's
I brought
family
the wife
friendly.
and
Kids are
up
here.
they've
Everybody's
been
enjoying
rallying.
Tamarack.
Yeah, they've been raging.
Yep. We get to collaborate with all the other BCAs throughout the state, see what's going, what they're doing good and what we're doing good, and where we can change and they can change. And we bounce ideas off each other and try to figure out how to make this industry just continue to grow and boom and become better every day.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I guess.
Well, and Sean, give yourself a little credit here. So I'm past president at SRVBCA. He's the sitting president. So he's the one handling all the madness right now. And
thank you.
I just want to say hats off to you, man. You've
thank you.
You've been kicking butt and doing a great job. And it's been an absolute pleasure working with
I've
you.
enjoyed it and I appreciate it. It's been nice to be able to come to you to collaborate too and bump things off of you, since you did 2 years.
Yeah.
So, I think we're going to get back to some meetings, and we're going to wrap this up. Thanks,
Awesome.
Tyler Bosier,
Hey, man. Thank you
for
so
hanging
much.
out with
yeah.
us.
Yeah, it's been fun
All
up
right.
here. Okay. Thank you.
All right. We are here now with Southwest Idaho current sitting president, Adam Capelle, Tresidio Homes. And we're here, just took a break from a meeting to come have a little conversation. And Adam, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and why you got passionate about the BCA?
Yeah, happy to, and thanks for having me, Sean. Yeah, it's been a great time up here at the state meeting. So, as Sean mentioned, Adam Capelle, I'm the current 2026 president of the Building Contractors Association of Southwestern Idaho, and vice president of Tresidio Homes. I got involved with the BCA probably 6 or 7 years ago, and it was really just to be a little bit more engaged in things going on with the cities and the legislature. I primarily work on the land side, and so policy, code updates, fees, those types of things really affect us there. But I found it was a great group of people, very welcoming, very engaging, and just a rewarding group to be a part of. And so I started just attending for a couple of years, networking, and then I was asked to co-chair a committee and sit on the board. And a couple of years later, I was asked to move through the chairs and be on the executive committee, and here I am as the 2026 president.
Nice. I know you're just like me. We don't know how to say no sometimes, but
Exactly.
you know, we do this to give back. You know, we talked to Tyler Bosier earlier, and you know, how much we like to give back to this, you know, this industry that gave us everything. You know, I know you're very active in taking on some fights here and there. When I say fights, we're just trying to keep everybody on track, right? I mean, the cities, the counties, we really do, you know, well, let's talk about this because we hadn't talked about this earlier. You know, we do a builder-developer meeting, right? You guys, Southwest does it. Snake River does it. I don't know who else does it in the state, but, you know, I got to be able to sit in on yours last month, and that was fantastic. You guys came and sat in on ours. And that builder-developer meeting is just to for us to collaborate with the cities and the counties, Idaho Power, Intermountain Gas, and just find out what their struggles are too, right? It's not all about us.
No,
They're having struggles.
That's exactly right, Sean. It's a great venue because we really want to be partners. You know, we use the word, you know,
Great
taking on fights and things like that, and we wish it was less of a fight and more of a partnership. And if there was a little bit more collaboration from everybody involved in what we do, I think it would feel more like a partnership. But, you know, sometimes we do have to take on a fight because there really are very little checks and balances with these cities and agencies, and sometimes, you know, state agencies as well. But we are the one kind of check on these things. And when they're proposing fees and code changes that really affect our business and ultimately trickle down to homeowners and first-time buyers, nobody else is really reviewing this material in depth and pushing back and asking questions. And a lot of these things are really comprehensive documents that take a lot of time, and it's only natural that there may be some errors or some questions that come up along the way. And so it's not that we're always opposed to everything. We just want things to be done right. And you're exactly right. I mean, this industry has given me so much over the last 20, 25 years that I just feel somewhat compelled to try to give back and help shape it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that everybody in the general public believes that we're just so against impact fees, right? We are not against impact fees. We just want them to be fair and reasonable because ultimately, like you said, you know, the end user is going to collect. It's actually one paying those impact fees. You know, so we are trying our best to just keep that in check as much as possible. You know, like I said earlier, I sit on an impact fee advisory committee, and I know that you are pretty involved with the city of Star right now too. And you know, we've got some really good collaboration with some mayors. We got some mayors that'll sit down and have lunch with us and talk to us and tell us what their struggles are, and we've helped, right? We've helped with school bonds. We've helped with a Starfire levy campaign to help get a temporary levy passed, and you ramrodded that, and you did a great job. So I want to give you hats off to you and Southwest for really getting in the weeds on that one, and you did a great job.
Well, I appreciate that, and it's been a great partnership with Snake River Valley. I've really enjoyed collaborating over the last year or so, and I love seeing our groups doing more and more together, whether it's, you know, taking on some of these challenges with the cities, whether it's collaborating on studies, PWB and other various committees and groups collaborating together. It's just great to see that. But yeah, you know, we certainly are not against impact fees. We believe that development and builders should pay for growth to help, you know, mitigate the impacts of that growth. But there's state law and there's very clear requirements that bound these cities to do things a certain way, and they really try to stretch that.
Yeah,
And,
I agree.
you know, they're in a tough spot too. You know, it is tough to pay for growth, especially when the state legislature is really trying to handcuff them and their ability to collect revenue to offset some of the impacts of that growth.
Yeah.
But really, you know, new growth, entry-level home buyers, builders, developers should not be paying for existing deficiencies that are a result of poor management, you know, over many, many years. And that's what we find is that they're trying to increase these fees really to make up for poor decisions and existing deficiencies. And that's not what the impact fees are intended for.
No. And, you know, I know both of our associations have done a study on how growth pays for growth. Those numbers are starting to come together, and hopefully we can get a press release somehow on this. You know, we did Snake River just did the city of Nampa. We just took one city to see how that looks. And I believe you guys took the whole Treasure Valley, right?
We did the Boise MSA, so it
Yeah.
covers Ada, Canyon, Elmore, you know, Gem, a few other counties, and a pretty large area. And it's really remarkable. I mean, it shows that growth by far and away pays for above and beyond itself by hundreds of millions of dollars.
Because you can't look at it right. You can't look at it as just a one-day deal. I mean, this is over years. The what that taxpayer is going to be paying, where they're going to be spending money in the cities, you know, where they're going to be paying, you know, just everything. I mean, it compiles to more than just them moving in and going, oh no, you're not paying for anything.
Yeah, and our industry is a huge economic driver. We employ tens of thousands of people. You know, the folks that are working on our houses, they're supporting other local businesses. So there's significant indirect impacts from our industry as well. And like I said, you know, the studies demonstrate that growth, you know, by way of hundreds of millions of dollars, far and away pays for itself.
On another note, Adam, a little lighter note, you got a family, you got kids, wife. You know, we don't do this. We don't get paid to do this. We do it because we love to do it, right? I mean, and we take some time away from our families to fight for this industry.
Yeah, you know, it's tough. I've got a 10-year-old son, a wife. I love them both very much. You know, they're everything to me, you know, in a large part that's, you know, why I work so hard is I want my son to be able to have a future that is better than the one that I've had. And I see that becoming harder and harder. But you're exactly right. You know, it's tough to be at a city council meeting till midnight. It's tough to be away at state board meetings, away from them. But it's important to do these types of things, and it's very rewarding. And like I said, I like to think that I've got a very small impact on helping shape the future of this industry and making things, creating something that allows my son to have a better life than I've had.
And I might be wrong on this, but correct me if I am. Do you sit in a chair position with state?
I am a co-chair of the Impact Fee
right.
Advisory Committee with Tyler Bosier. So Tyler is the chair, I'm the co-chair, and we've been collaborating together this year. And it's one of the best discussions we have at state meetings, in my opinion.
Fantastic.
Hearing about what's going on in the rest of the state, collaborating with everybody else from around the state, all the other local chapters. It's really an engaging and rewarding conversation.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for coming on to this. I know we both got to get back to, we have meetings in progress right now, so we got to get back to them, and you're about ready to go into an impact fee meeting anyway. So, Adam, thank you so much. Appreciate you being on.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks for having me.